Hello, Chaos people, and welcome to the Chaos Channel Podcast Edition, Episode 1. My name is Crystal. If you've been following me for the past year and a half during my entrepreneurship woes and ohs, welcome to the podcast. If you are new to me for the very first time, we're going to take a deep dive in this episode of recapping so you know kind of why I feel like I have a voice to be heard. And it's not that it needs to be heard. I just feel like I can relate to so many people on multiple different levels, whether it be divorce, weight loss, parenthood, or part of the entrepreneurship worlds of the woes and ohs. I have kind of seen a little bit of everything, and let me tell you, it is so nice to know that there are other people out there that are relatable to me, and that maybe what I have to say comforts them in a way that something else doesn't. So that is why I feel like I have a voice. I feel like I can relate to you all on multiple different levels and can kind of show you the ins and outs of such a chaotic world that we're living in. I mean, you've got the chaos with politics to your chaotic lives as individuals, whether, like I said, parenthood. Well, let me tell you, it is chaotic. And if you're not a parent yet, be prepared for chaos on a whole different level. It is the most rewarding level, but it's chaos. So, because a lot of you are probably new to me, I would like to kind of spin this episode very short and brief and tell you kind of where I'm coming from and what I would like to see happen with the channel. So, about a year and a half ago, I jumped in with both feet into the pool of entrepreneurship. I own Chaos Exchange Resell. You can find me on Instagram at Chaos Exchange. I didn't know what to expect. I've never really tried to really be an entrepreneur before, and so, to be honest, it is like a cesspool of other like-minded people that never want to work for the man again. And I don't blame them. But I've had lots of failures. Lots and lots of failures. But I've had success. And I've had a battle of constantly trying to be better than the next person. And that is absolutely one of the number one things that I want to convey today, is that there's always going to be someone better. You just have to do you and know that if your numbers are in the right spot, you are good. You are good enough. And you can always take advice and things from that and rebuild, rebrand if you want to. But you don't have to beat out the number one, because even the number one is probably not number one worldwide. Let's be honest. But before I get on that tangent, because eventually you'll realize that is something I do. I get on tangents and I keep rambling. And that's something I don't want to do, especially today. Don't want to scare you off too soon. Now, with all of that being said, with the failures in success and battling to the top, I am building what I call my mompire. And that's because at the end of the day, I'm a mom and I'm building my empire. I am building this for my kids, as most people do later in life, and they start having kids and things like that. They want to build something for their children to have in the future. And that's exactly why I'm here. That's why I'm talking to you today. That's why I have the 4 entities that I have, is I want to build something lasting for them. Now, if you've been around since the beginning of last year, when I really started putting forth the effort of entering this entrepreneurial world, I started blogging. So a lot of the stuff you've probably already heard before if you're returning. But if you're new, everything I have to say, take it with a grain of salt. If you like what you hear, great. If you don't, then just take it with a grain of salt and move on. A little bit about me, so that way you guys know just how relatable I can be, is I have 4 beautiful baby girls. Their ages range between 4, 3, 2, and 1. No, we are not counting down to the next shuttle. That is simply the ages of my kids. I had them very, very close together. The longest distance is 18 months between baby number 1 and baby number 2. There's 15 months between baby number 2 and baby number 3. And there is a year between baby number 3 and the last baby number 4. So with that being said, my life right there alone, being a mom and a wife and of 4 beautiful little kids, that's chaos. Like, my mornings rise and set on chaos. But over a year ago, I lost my job with the corporate world, and I am one that has always had a job. Since I was 15, I've always worked, and I know I needed to create something that I could do while staying at home with the kids. Because daycare, let's be honest, is horrendous. Like, I don't know anyone that has more than 2 kids that could possibly afford daycare unless it was free or they got like a family discount for having multiples. But it is extremely, extremely expensive, and I needed to contribute to the family monetarily, so that's why I created our first entity, Chaos Exchange Resale. If you're interested in that business, you can find us on Instagram at Chaos Exchange. Now, my world and my life is chaotic from day to day, from grocery shopping, from shipping packages, to all the kids' events. It is chaotic. However, at the end of the day, there are so many components that go into it. And we have more than just one entity. We don't have just Chaos Exchange Resale. I also have Chaos Printing, that is actually a new starter business that hasn't even launched yet, but we have put in the effort and the work into that. I also have the Chaos channel, where we do gaming on YouTube and tutorials and DIYs and nailed it, failed it type videos. Totally check it out. You can find us at Chaos channel on YouTube. You can also find all those links in Instagram as well. And then our newest platform is Blogging Chaos. Now, I also handwrite blogs, but I also want to convey a message by word of mouth, because it is so hard to convey everything on paper when you're not a typical journalist than it is conveying it through talk. You can hear the sarcasm in my voice, the laughter, the serious, the sad. You can hear all of that where you can't really hear that on paper. You can only assume. And we all know what assuming means. All right. But so with all that, I'm a person that got bored really easily, and this is one way to keep me from being bored. Whether I wanted to share experiences, like I said, whether it was parenthood, divorce, being a wife, being a husband, being a parent of any statue, Chaos Exchange is kind of that voice of exchanging words, exchanging experiences, because let me tell you, I learn something new every day, whether it's about myself, about the world, about anything. I learn something new, and I feel like I have people out there, even though it's through just social media and stuff like that. I feel like I can connect with other people that might be experiencing the same things as me. And that gives me a sense of relief that I'm not the only one going through this world of chaos. So that is pretty much why I'm also here, is to let you guys know you're not alone. You're not alone. And if you need anything, I am here, whether it's to vent or to socialize or to just be a listening ear or a friend. I am here through world's life's chaos. And with that being said, I think that concludes today's very first episode of Chaos Channel's podcast edition, episode 1. My goal is to do a podcast a week, but as you know, life is chaotic and things don't always get published when they're supposed to be, but that is my goal. So every Friday, please tune in and listen to our little piece of chaos. We hope that you find everything and more out of it. And if you have any suggestions of what you like to hear, what topics you would like to talk about, my opinions or anything, if you want to be a guest on it, please reach out. DM me through Instagram. We have a podcast Instagram, chaos.channel. You can find me there. You can also find me at Chaos Exchange as well. Keep in mind, again, life is chaotic and things can happen, but be sure to tune in as the woes of chaos keep us on our toes.